Hey everyone, it is Molly. This is my video on action, local and resting potential. I really hope everyone is safe and healthy. I never thought I'd miss a Monday night class, but I kind of do. So again, I hope everyone's doing well. And I'm sorry that this video isn't going to be more entertaining than just kind of looking at this this graph for the next like 3 minutes. But we'll get through it. It's kind of a dense topic. Here we go. I found it to be pretty dense, so no surprise people have seen this graph. There's a lot that happens in really what's just this half second, so I just wanted to go through it pretty quickly and then let me know what you think. So this is going to be the time in milliseconds, the volts in millivolts, -70, -55, 0, and 35 millivolts are all pretty important to potential reactions. And then I wrote out the resting potential and the threshold point, but we'll talk about it. So resting potential just means that there's a difference in charged particles in the within the cell, intracellular fluid, and the extracellular fluid. So more sodium, positive sodium ions outside of the cell, more potassium, positive potassium ions within the cell, and then it's actually negative because of the negative protein ions. So that difference just means that there is a reaction that it can occur. It's the resting potential, again, for something to happen. So we'll say that we're at the resting potential, a stimulus occurs, it's pretty weak, it might hit this -55 millivolt point, the threshold, but it's really not strong enough to go past that, so it just kind of decreases and goes back down, and it might repeat a couple times. So again, sodium gates open, sodium ions move into the cell, but maybe it just hits that threshold, sodium gates close, potassium gates open, potassium moves out of the cell, and it reaches, again, that resting potential. But the stimulus wasn't enough to kind of break through that threshold. That's a local reaction. So it's a smaller magnitude, it's graded, so it, like I said, might change in that magnitude. It's decremental. It kind of, as it moves along the axis, decreases in strength, and then it's reversible, so it can move back to that resting potential. And we'll talk about how, again, that's different in the action potential. But it's a local potential. So similar to that is the action potential. We'll say a stimulus occurs. We're at the resting potential, the stimulus occurs, but it is strong enough to the point where when the sodium gates open, sodium rushes in, more gates open, and it kind of passes the threshold. It depolarizes, the charge moves positive to the 0, all the way up to the peak at 35 millivolts. Sodium gates are still opening. At that point, sodium gates close, so sodium's not moving into the cell anymore. Potassium gates open, potassium's moving outside of the cell, it repolarizes, and then hits this refractory period. So what that means, there's two kind of parts of that. We'll start here, this absolute refractory period. We'll say it's just a short amount of time right here. No stimuli is gonna create this action potential, so it doesn't matter how strong or weak it is, it's just not going to happen. And then from kind of this point on until it reaches the resting potential again is the relative refractory period, and that means that at some point, potentially in that time span, there is a strong enough stimulus that could occur and just repeat this action potential. And then an action potential is different from a local potential because it fires kind of all or nothing. It's not... once it happens, it's going to go through the whole process that we just talked about. It's non-decremental, so it's full strength from the beginning to the end of the axon and just the whole event. And then once it occurs, it can't be stopped, so it's not reversible. So again, that was just really quickly local and action potentials, and then there's just the resting potential. Again, that difference in ion charges. So it was really quick. Again, I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know in the comments what I missed. Have a good day.